Hi, good day. This is the first project on our list. Write a bash script that collects a user's data rather, and stores it into a file called userdata.txt. So this is a very simple project, and it's just tailored to test your knowledge in bash scripting and redirects, also pipes in Linux. So the first thing we're going to do is to write a bash script that collects the user's data and stores it into a file called users.txt. So now let's switch on to our terminal. And let's create a new folder for this. Let's create a new folder or directory rather for this. And we already know the command mkdir make directory. Let's do DevOps and cd DevOps. So before we continue, just to create a new directory for this bash script, we already know it's empty. So you can either create a new file, let's say touch user data.sh. sh means shell, that's the extension for shell scripts, but even if you don't add sh, it's still going to work. So touch data.sh, or you can just directly vim into it. It's going to create a file if it does not exist, and in our case it doesn't. The next thing to do before I write a bash script is that every bash script starts from a shebang line. It just points to the fact that it's a bash script. And then the next part here is the bin bash, which is just the path to the bash program. And we know the shell is a program that interprets the command that we type into our terminal. The shell is a program that does that. And we have different type of shells. We have the corn shell, we have the fish shell, we have the Z shell, and popularly known, we also have the most popular shell I know called the bash shell, the born again shell. So that's just a fact. And we are trying to write a bash script that basically collects users' data, right? So we have to make it a little bit interesting in order to accept input from the user. So let's say echo, that's a command to print out text on the terminal, echo, and let's just say welcome to welcome to the let's say yeah welcome to the bot, the user data bot. And the next part here is to accept input, right? We need the user's name, the email address, let's say the phone number, the age, and the class. So let's continue. The next is read-p, and yeah, the read command basically takes input, user's input, and from the terminal. So if I say read-p and let's say please enter your name, and for us to reference this name over and over again in this script, we have to basically make it an environment variable. And to do that, we just write the name of the environment variable here. And we also learn from the naming convention of environment variables. You name a variable to what its purpose is used, to the best purpose. So now the next is, okay, read-p, please enter your name. The user enters his name, and let's say echo. And let's make it a little bit interesting by saying a sleep command. And the sleep command basically makes the terminal to sleep or be inactive for a particular point of particular time. Let's say 3 seconds is okay. And the next is let's still read dash p hello dollar name, please enter your age. enter your age, and yeah, this is okay for now. Hello, the name you input, enter your age, and let's say sleep again. Sleep for just 2 seconds. And now let's still make another one. Read dash p. Okay. Please enter your phone number. Your phone number. Yeah, that's okay. And let's save this variable as yes. And it almost slipped my memory. It's the age. The age has to be a variable also called age. And then the next part is simple. Still collect under input read dash p, and let's copy and paste this. Please enter your email address, and let's save that variable as email. Name, age, phone, and email. That's okay. So now let's take one. Let's still make another echo command. Echo please wait a while. The name. We are storing your data on our server. And let's just make a smiley face emoji here. Yes. So okay, let's still go over this. The first is the name, the next is the age, the other is the phone number, and the email. So to say please wait, we have to still use this sleep command, and let's sleep the terminal for 3 seconds. 3 seconds. And now is the part of storing this name, age, phone number, and email in a file called userdata.txt. So you can either create a file called userdata.txt, but it's not a good practice to do that because you might run the script over and over again, and it might throw some errors when you run it the second time because that file already exists. So we are going to use the command echo, and this file will be stored in the text here will be a comma separated value. So we say name is going to be the name, and let's say age is going to be $age, and phone number is going to be $phone, and yeah, last but not the least, email address rather. Email address is going to be $email. So we use $sign to reference variables, to call out variables. And this data here will be stored in a file called userdata.txt. So to explain this line, echo is used to basically print out text on the terminal, but in this case, echo will impute this text into a file called userdata.txt. And this redirect here might basically be new, but the redirect sign we can either use 1 or 2. If you use 1, it checks your current directory searching for the file userdata.txt. If it does not see it, it's going to create a new one and then impute this text here. But if it finds userdata.txt, it's going to wipe out everything, overwrite everything in userdata.txt, and then impute this new text we are going to put in the name, age, phone number, email address. So that's not a good practice because we are handling data. So we are going to use the double redirect, which still does the same thing as the first redirect, but the only difference is that instead of wiping the whole text in the file, the double redirect just appends new text under. It just keeps appending and appending, and that's what we want. So we are going with that. And the next line here is let's echo this now. Echo well, thank you, John. Thank you, Donnie, for your patience. For your patience. You are now registered. Please check your mail. So this is obviously not going to send a mail, but just to make it a little bit interesting. So that's it. And now let's run this script. So we have to save this, and to save in Vim, we can use :WQ, :WQ, or you can just use Shift and Z twice. So now it's okay. Let's run this file now, and we say ./userdata.sh, and we are going to have an error. So that's permission denied. So in order for us to solve this, let's check the permissions that this file has already. And if I say ls-l userdata.sh, it has only read, write, read, and read. Read, write for me, read for groups, and read for others. So now let's just let's use the symbolic way of adding permissions. You can say chmod u plus x. So I'm giving myself execution permission on userdata.sh. And before we run this, let's still list everything in this directory. We only have one file here, userdata.sh, just one. So let's run this and see the output. Let's see. Enter your name. My name is John, and it's sleeping based on the command we gave. Enter your age. I'm 19 years old, and it's still sleeping. Enter your phone number. Let's see, 090. And enter your email address. Let's just give a random number, gmail.com. And yeah, it's telling me to wait a while, and yeah, thank you for your patience. So the most important part now is to ls again, and you see a new file was created called userdata.sh. So if you cut this, obviously you are going to see it here, all details, John, name, phone number, and all this we made possible by environment variables and double redirects. So that's just it about this project. Thank you very much.